All right, time now is 7:48, and we are just days away from Pride weekend in San Diego, a time where hundreds of thousands of people are expected to celebrate pride, equality, and respect for all. Those attending may be wondering about the health risks that come with celebrating in large crowds during the summer heat. Here to talk about that and other LGBTQ health issues, we have Dr. Abisola Olulade, Chief Impact Officer at Sharp Steely. Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Abby, for joining us again.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Big weekend in San Diego. This is arguably one of the biggest. Hundreds of thousands of people expected to gather. We are obviously not where we were maybe 2-3 years ago, but we wanted to bring you on to talk about maybe people who are still feeling a little hesitation going out in the big crowds.
Absolutely, yes. It's such a great time to celebrate, and it's, of course, really, really fun for a lot of people. So it's important to remember how to do that and also stay safe. So you want to make sure that you're keeping all of those things in mind while you're celebrating.
Should people still be encouraged to wear a mask? I guess maybe just going by their safety level?
Exactly. So no, at this point, no, there isn't that requirement, especially because a lot of these celebrations are taking place outside.
Right.
So there's no requirement for that. But of course, if you're feeling sick, then you definitely want to stay home. You can also take a COVID test because COVID is still around, right? So that's really the biggest thing we're going to see in terms of, infection. So you want to be mindful about that too.
People have been thinking, okay, I'm going to be around big crowds. Should people still be encouraged to be getting boosters?
Yes, absolutely. So you want to make sure that you stay up to date on your boosters. It's very, very important because there is that risk in general. If you do feel sick, of course, we can treat you for it. So definitely contact us if you are feeling sick, but it's important to also get tested.
And now on top of this, not only COVID concerns, but also, it's going to be a really hot weekend. We've got an excessive heat warning all this weekend. Hillcrest is kind of this in-between of like coastal but inland. It could still be well into the 80s. And sunny out there.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, I've been looking at the forecast, and I did that before coming in. It looks like it's going to be a really great day there. But of course, there are celebrations that are going on in a lot of different places. So it's very important to make sure that you are very well hydrated. Things like heat exhaustion and even worse, heat stroke are happening, and they can be very, very life-threatening and happen very quickly. So make sure that you are very prepared for that as well.
And I'm sure Sharp has seen issues like this over the last couple weeks, especially inland, across the mountains and deserts, people going out and maybe not realizing the heat sneaking up on them, right?
Yes, absolutely. So you want to be very careful, especially with people that are more susceptible to this. So in people that are very young, in people that are old and have chronic conditions, you want to be prepared, but we do see it in other cases too. So wear light clothing, make sure that you stay very well hydrated, make sure that you cool off if you feel very hot. So all of that's going to be important.
Wanted to address a couple issues related to LGBTQ health. We talked a year ago about Mpox being a huge concern. Many members of the LGBTQ community have gotten vaccinated. The threat level, it seems like, for Mpox has declined, but it's still a concern, right?
Absolutely, yes. And we saw the CDC say that several weeks ago, that there is a concern that the cases may go up, of course, because we're all interacting and gathering. So that's when we see that the cases tend to go up. So it's important that you are protected. Really, the public health response on this was really, really great. And really, the fact that in the LGBTQ community, we raised that awareness. And so that was very important. What we've seen, though, is that people have gotten vaccinated, but some people have not gotten that second vaccine. So it's important to make sure that you're up to date on that. The other thing is that you should recognize the symptoms. So if you are potentially exposed to someone who's had it, you want to let someone know. If you start to feel fever, sore throat, swollen lymph nodes, rash, all of those things are very important to look out for. So definitely contact someone and seek help. You can go to the county website. You can go to sharp.com as well.
A lot of resources there. Last thing I wanted to ask you was related to an issue that a lot of people are talking about. Earlier this week, we had trans family support services on. We have talked a lot about gender-affirming care across the country. Sharp, what have they been doing to maybe address any issues like that related to families that are looking for help for their children or just for adults as well?
So as with all the other healthcare systems, we want to make sure that we recognize this as an issue in our community, as part of our community, in our LGBTQ plus community. And so we want to make sure that we're providing care that's inclusive, that's individualized, and that's very safe. And so the first step is to contact us with any issues, talk to your doctor, and then we can guide you in the right direction.
Perfect. Dr. Abby, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it as always. place. Very helpful. Where do people go for more info?
So you can go to sharp.com and you can go to sandiegocounty.gov. Those are always great websites.
Perfect. Thank you. We appreciate it. Speaking of Pride, of course, this upcoming weekend, we'll be streaming Pride Parade starting at 10 a.m. We want you to be there with us. You can search for CBS 8 on all platforms, Roku, Fire, and now Apple TV. We're taking a quick break. We will be right back after this. Stay with us here on CBS 8.